8 days, one country, countless memories. Join me on this epic journey through Turkey, from where we stayed to what we did, and how much it really cost. So I just got my package and now off to find the ticket counter and grab an Istanbul card for the metro and buses. So I just discovered that in Turkish they say exit as çıkış. So let's go and çıkış. So I just got Istanbul card. It works on metro, buses, trams, even ferries. Just tap and go. Super easy and way cheaper than single tickets. From Istanbul airport, we took a bus straight to Taksim Square. This right here was our apartment for the stay. So I just reached in my apartment and I just saw so much beautiful view from my window. Let me show you what I see. So that is the famous tower, and look how beautiful the view is. Wow. And someone is playing Turkish music nearby. So it's 11 o'clock. We are first going for Turkish breakfast. We will explore on the way Galata Tower today, and the plan is to explore Taksim Square. From Galata Tower we only need to walk straight and then we reach Taksim Square, and that is the major hub in this part of the Istanbul. So let's go. I will show you all the views and I will show my experiences. So stay tuned and meet you in the breakfast place. It's very high. Plus, there are so many taxis. Let me show you the view from the rooftop. Come. Amazing. We can see all mosques here. The view of the water is breathtaking. That is Galata Tower. I must say it's so amazing. So this is Arvin rooftop. Someone recommended this place as it has beautiful views and they have very delicious breakfast. Let me take you out in the cold. It's snowing. What is this?
This one is cake.
This one is cake,
This is orange,
orange,
tomato, cucumber, olive, jam, honey. And this was smashed olive.
smashed olives,
This is milk with jam.
milk with jam.
Yes. This is green olive, cheese. That's it.
Yeah. Thank you. I missed this sound.
Makine mi yapacağım önce? O da yaklaşık şey yapar. Suyu atırsan sıvı olmaz.
After breakfast, we headed near Galata Tower. After exploring the market, our first stop was the famous rooftop shot. Just a heads up, there is no elevator in the building, so be ready to climb. But the view from the top is totally worth it. Just make sure the weather is clear for the best shot. Show up. So I just found out the place, the famous place where everyone is making reels and eating cheesecake. Viana Cavisi is the name of the restaurant, and this is right in front of Galata Tower. From Galata Tower, we took a taxi back to Taksim Square. Just a tip, always stay up to date on taxi fares. We paid 300 Turkish lira for the ride. So I'm standing just in front of Taksim Mosque, and if I can show you, this is the famous tram, red tram, and this is Istiklal Road, this one. So we go straight here and we will try different foods. Hi, one please.
What?
Yeah.
Do you want a salt?
Yes, right. Yes. What is this?
Yes, chestnuts.
Chestnuts. Okay. Thank you. Isn't it magical? Very good. Istiklal Street is the heart of modern Istanbul, a lively avenue full of shops, street performers, historic buildings, and stories from every corner of the world. So I eat like can it?
Yes. How good?
One more plate.
Here. Here.
Good morning everyone. Today is the second day of our Istanbul trip and today the goal is to visit the Seven Hills restaurant and to visit all the famous mosques to the other side of the island. First we are going to do breakfast. It's snowing still, so it's very cold. So we are just be cautious to avoid any fever or something like that because it's too cold. It's always snowing and let's see how well it goes. So now we are going to take the tram which will go towards Seven Hills restaurant and then we will walk 8 minutes and we will be there. This is how it looks like a tram station in Istanbul. So it goes in both directions to Kabatis and Big Sealer, and this time we are going to Bag Sila. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but that's where we're going. The tram ride through Istanbul's old city is smooth and convenient. It stops right near major landmarks like Hagia Sophia, the Blue Mosque, and Topkapi Palace. Perfect for first-time visitors. A quick tip: always check the menu prices before entering and make sure they match the final bill. Also, carefully check the amount before paying by card. Small mistake can cost you. As it's already very cold, but I just heard that there are two different places for Hagia Sophia. One is mosque and one is museum. So I'm going to museum and see its history. And this is the ticket counter for Hagia Sophia. Let's go inside. So I just bought a ticket for museum and it cost around 25 euros. So let's go inside. and see what we have here. Just came out of the museum. I really love it. It was amazing. Very nice description, very nice history. So if someone wants to do it, it's 25 euros ticket and it's very close to the museum. There's a ticket booth both for museum and the Hagia Sophia Mosque. So I would really recommend that if you are here, then you should come here. It really tells the history of Turkey and especially Hagia Sophia. After spending full day at Sultan Ahmed Istanbul, now we are going for a cruise trip. It will be a 3 hours cruise trip and we will have dinner and there will be music and party. So let's go and enjoy the other side of Istanbul. I just arrived at the cruise. Let me show you the ambience. The cruise just left the port, and now let me show you the view from top.
Yeah, just looks a lot slow. It looks like
The good thing is they have this cover, so I'm not feeling that cold. This is Bosphorus.
every shows.
Hi there, it's snowing again, and now we are going for breakfast near Galata Port. And we will first try to find a good restaurant with a good view of the sea and boats. So let's go and let's enjoy breakfast. I'm standing at Galata Port. It's so beautiful, seagulls everywhere. Galata Port sits right along the Bosphorus, where Europe and Asia meet. You can actually watch massive cruise ships crossing these waters. It's one of the few places in the world where city life and sea traffic blend like this. There are several restaurants for breakfast and lunch just beside the Galata port. You will find plenty of seagulls around Galata port. Bring some snacks and they will gladly keep you company by the water. Leaving Istanbul behind and catching a flight to Nifser, the gateway to magical Cappadocia, known for its fairy chimneys and sunrise hot air balloons. The plane wings were covered in snow, so they used a de-icing machine to spray them with a special heated fluid, a routine process to ensure a safe takeoff in winter conditions. After landing in Nifser, we drove straight to the horse ranch for a ride through one of the Cappadocia's stunning valleys filled with fairy chimneys. I've added the booking link in the description. Check it out for a discount. We just arrived at Uşhisar, Cappadocia. Let me show you the room. We are staying in a traditional cave apartment. There is a cozy sitting area, a warm bed, and beautiful lights engraved into the stone walls. But the highlight is the bathroom. Wait for it. It is designed in classic Turkish style. It truly feels like stepping back in time. So after trying horse ride and reaching our Airbnb, now we are sitting in the same hotel. They also have a restaurant on top, so now we are going to eat something. We are so tired and it's so cool, especially because of horse ride. So if you are planning something in this season, so I would really recommend that you should wear much warmer, because here the temperature goes as low as -13. I was wearing so much, but still I was not able to feel my foot, my legs, all was, because of the cold, it was frozen. So yeah, let's see. Tomorrow I'm going for balloon ride at 6 o'clock. And let's see how cold it will be in the morning. Hi everyone, it's 6 o'clock and -14 degrees in the morning, and I'm leaving for hot balloon ride. We are about to fly. He's just getting us ready how to land and what to do. So it's very exciting.
Bye bye guys.
You're flying.
This Valley, Rose Valley, Angel Valley. 9.5 million years ago, after 400 volcanic eruption,
We are more than 500 meters high and it's so cool on top.
look at the clouds. Meters.
This hot air balloon ride takes you over Cappadocia's most famous landmarks, from the fairy chimneys to Pigeon Valley and beyond. It's one of the best ways to see the region's surreal landscapes from above. Watching the sky filled with hundreds of hot air balloons, it's like a dream you don't want to wake up from. Quiet, colorful, and unreal. A moment that stays with you long after it's gone. So that was my hot balloon ride. The view of the clouds was superb. It was the best magical moment I have so far. So now we are going to celebrate.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, come around the table. I don't wanna keep you here too much, too cold, I know. How was the flight? Everybody enjoyed? I know this flight was one of the, unforgettable, right? Coming to office 1 hour before us, they are preparing the balloon. Now they are going to collect the balloon. Most important thing, during the flight, they are watching us for our own safety all the time. Thank for your help. Thank you very much. If you like to show your appreciation to them after drinking your champagne, all right, put some pipi inside the glass. You see the smiling face? You're going to see bigger smiling face. And first from the pilot, thanks for your help.
Thank you hocam.
Thank you, pilot.
Thank you pilot. Thank you.
Kapadokya Dom Perignon.
So now after our flight, we are getting a certificate. After the balloon ride, we came back to the hotel and enjoyed a well-deserved breakfast, a perfect start to the day in Cappadocia. Today is the second day of our Cappadocia trip, and we are going with a tour guide, and we are going to visit all the places like chimney and instructed for all the history of this area. So now we are at the first stop and we're going to buy the tickets in this counter. It costed around 12 euros for one person.
That is underneath the ground. I'm saying safe point because underground settlements in here in the Anatolia was much more safer for them.
So now we are at the first point. You can see behind me there are fairy chimneys, and the guide is taking us inside. Fairy chimneys are unique rock formations created by volcanic eruptions and thousands of years of erosion. They are one of the Cappadocia's most iconic sites. So let me show you the chimney from inside. This is probably the kitchen or storage room. I'm gonna show you some place to keep things. Okay, this is the second room.
Cristina? Cristina?
Might be a kitchen or a storage room because both have similar features. It's like a chimney. This is a bazaar formation thrown from inside of the sea.
Which is the
Ablam prenses taşıyorum ya.
So this is another room. Let's go inside. Oh, it's too dark. These caves were once homes, churches, and even entire underground cities. People in Cappadocia carved them out of soft volcanic rock, and many are still preserved just like they were centuries ago. The caves in Cappadocia were carved into soft volcanic rock, dating back to Hittite period, and later expanded by early Christians for shelter and safety. So now we are at the second point of our trip. This is underground city. If you are claustrophobic, you might want to skip this part. The tunnels get really narrow and deep. This is one of the Cappadocia's ancient underground cities, carved entirely by hand. They were built for protection during invasions and could house thousands of people. Inside, you will find kitchens, storage rooms, living spaces, and even ventilation shafts. Some going as deep as 8 levels below the ground. As you enter these narrow tunnels, you will notice small chambers carved along the way. Archaeologists believe each space had a purpose. Some were used for cooking, others for sleeping or food storage.
When you see these kind of rooms at the corner of the room, holes at the corner of the room, imagine their size is only this large. Small opening was the toilet that we were talking about.
So this is the stone door. The round stone doors you see were rolled shut to block invaders, and ventilation shafts were carefully designed to bring in fresh air even deep underground. So the last level is the most difficult one because this one is not suitable for the people who are claustrophobic. So this is how we need to go up. Which part was difficult? This one. This is the longest and toughest.
Yeah, makes sense. I will not see them.
This is difficult. Much difficult. I'm just touching my it's touching my head. Okay, that's it?
That's it.
So now we wait till our last member come. And once she arrives, then we move further. So now we will go back to the second level. Another tunnel, very small and very big. The longest one and the smallest one. Wait. So this is the third spot of our guided tour, and this is called Al Tag. So this is where they make pottery.
You get it to the river.
Okay.
Yeah. Easily.
qualities that two different form, red and the white clay. That we first starting is the white clay. White clay art is the made of art all by free hands by the brush. But sometimes they are asking me how we can separate for the machine works or the hands works. It's very easy. You get the two similar pieces. Machine works is the 100% the same. Why? Because it's the prints. But for the hands works art, you can find it's 100% same. Why? It's all of us. You can see some details is the difference. From Hittite civilization time. Hittite civilization, they don't believe is the god. They believe is the sun is the god. That was used for the ceremony ritual that they can put inside wine, water. Inside cooking, tea, coffee, anything, because we can use the dough on that. Maybe we can purchase our famous foods. Ladies, designing points. In the old time, men still making the potteries, ladies make the carpet. But now, our new home is too small. For the carpet, their need is the biggest place. But for the ceramic art, their need one table is enough. Just for bathing that. Also, our villages ladies, they're still working in the homes. They can designing, painting that. Why is there shaping parts is for the men and designing parts is for the ladies? You can guess.
So after visiting 2 or 3 places, now we are going to eat in this restaurant. This is like a buffet, so we will have variety of things to eat to choose from. And let's see what we have here. Soup. Another soup. Another soup. And fish. We also have sweet items. Wow, looks delicious. Also on this side there are they have vegetarian options also. So if someone is vegetarian, then you can also try these. So there are lots of options for you to choose from. So firstly I choose the non-veg option. अब हम ट्राई करेंगे वेज ऑप्शंस. सो चलते हैं और देखते हैं कि वेज ऑप्शंस में क्या क्या अवेलेबल है. सो हमारे पास यहाँ पे सैलड है और सैलड है, ऑलिव्स हैं और ये पता नहीं क्या है. मोर ऑफ तुर्किश फूड. Okay, so now we are at Karame Open Air Museum, and that's how it looks like. We are going all the way up. Maybe you can see it or not. Then let's see what's waiting for us up there. Back in the 4th century, Cappadocia became a refuge for early Christians, escaping Roman persecution. They settled in these valleys and began carving churches, homes, and monasteries
So
directly into the soft volcanic rock,
very strange.
hidden
mountains.
yet full of life. So here you can buy tickets. One ticket costs around 20 euros.
What you are seeing is probably losing its 40%, you can say. So what you are seeing as a rock formation in here and the structure is just the 60% that is remaining after the earthquake and also all those kind of erosions.
So this is what my guide said is for men, and this one is supposed to be for women.
Taking pictures and videos not allowed inside, explanations not allowed inside, but you can spend your time a little bit longer than what it says on the board over there because
Okay.
it's quite available at the moment.
This is a church.
It's a church, right?
Yeah, I will give you information.
Okay.
So this is a Apple church, and no one is allowed to enter here because it's breaking. The structure is breaking because of cracks. Till here, it's getting high, and the information is getting also high. I'm not able to process all the history, but it's very interesting to hear about it. What is the background of this area? So I really recommend if someone is coming this far, you should also come up and visit the history of this area.
This was their kitchen that they were using. How did I come up with this idea? Because number one is in the underground city. Whenever they are using somewhere as fireplace, on the surface levels, those kind of rooms are also being used in the purpose of a table. Now we have wall. Yeah. Wherever the fire gets, so it doesn't go up. Since this place wasn't that, so this kind of specifically has their own, like, two different explanations. One says the fresh oxygen was coming from the outside and feeding the fire through here, through this canal, and keeping the fire alive. We can say that based on this whole table and also desk that they were sitting here.
So this is
And this
dark church. So after coming back from this tour and seeing all this place, listening and learning more about the history of this place, it depends if you are interested more in history, you are interested more in Christians history, then you should come. Otherwise, I believe for some people it will be boring, or I might say a lot boring. So yeah, but it's a good experience for me, because it was good to see the old history and everything, old places, how they used to live, how their kitchens look like, how their dinners look like, a dining table. So it was interesting. I mean, the dining table was quite interesting because of the structure. It was quite big. Then they had the bedrooms, and then they also planned, because this was designed at the time when there was Roman, so they make it like this to protect themselves, to have a strategic structure that they can attack if someone tries to. I was asking the same question to my guide, that why this place exists and why they make it like this. So as the Roman Empire was so big and they were not accepting Christians, and the Christian believed that everyone is equal, and during that time Romans, they have slaves, and they could not accept that someone can be equal to them. So they try to kill most of the people who are converting themselves to Christians, and then they make these structures to live and to protect themselves. So we saw different chapels for the important people who are buried there. I also saw a skeleton, so for a person died several years ago, but they are not. We are not allowed to document or make any video. So yeah. So after visiting fairy chimneys and the ancient remains chapels, our last stop is Pigeon Valley. Pigeon Valley because you can see pigeons here. Pigeon Valley is named after the tiny pigeon houses carved into the cliffs. Locals once raised pigeons here for fertilizers and communication. Today it's a scenic valley, perfect for hiking and taking in Cappadocia's natural beauty. This mountain is Uchisar Castle. You can see it from a very distance, so this is basically this point. After Cappadocia, our last stop is again Istanbul. We are back in Istanbul, and this time we booked an Airbnb in Sirkeci, on the opposite side of the river from where we stayed before. The view is incredible. The Bosphorus, ships sailing by, bridges connecting the city, trains passing below, and even the Galata Tower in the distance. It's one of those views that never gets old. This is the Grand Bazaar, one of the oldest and largest covered markets in the world, built shortly after the conquest of Constantinople in the 15th century. It started at a small warehouse and grew over centuries into a maze of more than 60 streets and over 4,000 shops. Walking through here feels like stepping into history. Every corner is filled with color, sound, and culture. After visiting Grand Bazaar, I thought maybe why not trying street food. I'm so hungry, and I'm going to try a chicken nugget sandwich. Yes, please. If you enjoyed the vlog, don't forget to subscribe and drop a comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts or questions about the trip. More adventures coming soon.